Okay, so a fella had posted the other day that in one of my videos he said he was taking a peep at the instrument cluster. Well, I remembered that I didn't do a video after I got it. It's not done, but it's like almost done. Whatever. I don't have the board there anymore, so I'm going to show you what I've got here. All right, so I've just got a piece of 1/8 inch flat aluminum. And when I cut the holes, I kind of screwed up a few times, and I know I probably should have cut them from the other side in case this happened, but anyways, so these plugs, they come out of an International cab over dash, and I just got those plugged for now. This is going to be at oil temperature. This says oil, but this is actually the water. I did make sure this worked up to like 200 or 250 degrees or something like that. I've got like the one that you use for meat and cooking and stuff like that in the house, and I just put this is a mechanical gauge, so I put the probe in the water and put the one from the house in the water and really close to each other, made sure it works, and it's spot on. Got my pyrometer here. So at first it was sticking a little bit, but I took it apart and I just basically sprayed it off with brake cleaner, and kind of it works now. There's like a plastic spacer in the outside diameter or whatever, and it was really brittle and it broke up on me, but I was able to get it back to get like it just like the edges broke up on it. But I got it all back together, and it works just fine now. Works very well. This also, I tested it up to like 200 or something like that. After I had put it in and everything, I thought, well, I could have used my heat gun to get a better, because I tried the torch and that just didn't really seem to work. But it worked under hot water. So I should have used the heat gun, but like I say, it worked phenomenal under hot water, worked just fine. Oil pressure gauge, that works phenomenal, works great. The speedometer works now. It's 2 miles an hour off. I put in one of my other videos, one of the last videos I put, I showed it. It's like an adapter that goes on the back of the transmission. It's like a gear, a reducer or inducer, whatever it is. But it's within it's 2 miles an hour off. So exactly all the way. It works great. It will bounce below 20 miles an hour. It will bounce sometimes, but other than that, it works just great. The tachometer is close enough. I can't say that it's 100%, but before I took the OEM dash out of here, I say OEM, let me explain. The OEM dash that came with the engine that's sitting over there, the first 360 I put in here. So wire harness, everything the same, tachometer is the same, so pretty much OEM dash for that engine. I dialed this in. There's a screw in the back of this that you can dial it in, and I did dial it in to be really close to that other one. If I remember correct, it was a little off up to like 1,000 or 15, but then after 15 it was accurate or something like that. Whatever, it works great, and I'm pretty sure that it is, I mean, damn near spot on, if not spot on. These two air gauges I don't have hooked into anything. This one's one of them is going to be for the air suspension on the rear end when I get it in. And then the other one is going to be for the shutter. I want to have an air gauge in here so that if I start overheating, then I can look down and say, is my shutter open or closed? If there's air to the shutter, it's closed. If there's not air to the shutter, then I have another problem with the heat. But I want to put in a switch to where if I'm getting hot over here, then I can say, okay, there's air here, and there should not be air here, so my shutter stat is messing up. And I can flip a switch, kill the air to this, open the shutter, and see if that works. And the other one's the air suspension. The fuel gauge, it works. I've tested that out. I had to actually, it was kind of a process, because I took out several fuel gauges, and so fuel gauges work different. Different ones work different way with different ohms or ohms. Yeah. And so I had to find the one that would work with that would either work to begin with and would work with my sending unit. And this one works phenomenal. This air gauge is actually boost. So that is for my boost. And then the voltmeter, it works great. I plan to put, I have a plan for these 3 other gauges. Okay, this one I said oil temperature. I can't remember off the top of my head what I was going to do with the, rear end temperature, transmission temperature, and I had a plan for the other one. I do have a vacuum gauge that I've thought about putting in here for the air filter, and I do plan on doing an exterior mounted air cleaner, like you would see like on a, like on a 379, 389, 359, W900, etc. The old school trucks, stuff like that. But I have to go to the junkyard and try to find one. I have a few of those external air cleaners here, and I was actually making a video here a week or 2 weeks ago. I was cleaning one up and kind of repairing it, and I thought, I should see if I can get an air cleaner for it. And the only place I could find an air cleaner for it was on the internet, and it was special order for like 3 weeks out or something like that. And I'm like, well, I don't want to do this. So, and it was pretty big. I want like a small one, something off like an older truck, like the old 359s. Those were kind of a smaller one. I don't need one of those huge, ginormous ones that they have on trucks today, the last 20, 30 years, 30 years. 20 years, 30 years. I want something a little bit smaller, something that's maybe like under 16 inches across, and then, maybe, I guess ideal would be like 10 inches across and like 16 or 2 foot long, somewhere in that range. Because I don't want it sticking out like past my mirrors or, big, huge, wide, ugly thing. I want it to kind of fit in. But anyways, I thought about putting that vacuum gauge in there because it's an actual gauge. It's not like one of those you push, to reset. It's an actual vacuum gauge, and it matches these. So I thought about seeing if that thing works. I don't know how to. Well, I have like a vacuum gauge for like that you get like at O'Reilly or something for something. I don't even know what it's for. Probably it's to test vacuum on like a car or something. So I could somehow hook those together to where they would be sucking, like turn the vacuum on, the shop vac, and like somehow make them suck in the same spot, to see if it works. But yeah, that's the dash. I plan on, so I wanted to sand it down before I put it in there, but I don't have a belt sander or any kind of sander. It would be by hand, and those 2 gouges are pretty deep, so it's going to take a lot of sanding. And then I want to paint it, and we couldn't find. I have a pint of this same red, the other dash there. It's the International red, but the little crappy gun that I bought for it is a crappy gun. And I don't have an air dryer on my air compressor, shop air compressor, and so it didn't lay down really good on any of that. So I want to take the entire thing back out and redo the entire thing. So I just went ahead and slapped it in there, and then we put these in there, these nice tourney deals. There's a couple Aces near us. One's about both of them an hour away, different opposite directions, but put those in there. Pretty nice little deals. This one here actually landed right on the factory hole, and the factory hole is a square hole, and for these I needed a small round hole for the insert. So I can actually get the square ones that'll work for these. I just got to get the square one. I actually have some somewhere. I don't know where they're at, but I need to get the square one to put in there for that hole. Or I'd actually thought about like just filling it in with JB Weld or epoxy or something, and then drilling the hole where I need it. I mean, these things aren't, they're not super tight. It's not like I'm gonna be torquing on it. So that's probably what I'll do there. But you can see the paint. It just really didn't lay down good. But I'll turn the lights off here, and it's not super dark outside, but so they're not like super bright. And this one, I don't like how it comes around up here so much. I've thought about how to fix that. And no, I don't want to put black tape on it and look like a bunch of rednecks running around. I don't want to do that. So, and then I got a dimmer up here. I'll turn the light back on and show it to you. But, so yeah, they look really nice. I really like them. I'm kind of an old school guy, so that old school, hard to see kind of look, I guess I kind of like it. But these blinkers are really bright. This one over here, I don't see as much because when the steering wheel is turned all the way, because I had to offset it to make everything work. So it's not, these gauges aren't center of the steering wheel. So this blinker, it's not blinding to me as much, but this one is a little bit, because it's like right in between here. It's not super blinding. It's not like, it's not gonna make me wreck or anything. But I would like to find like the dimmest lights I can find for that. The bright light, I don't have it hooked up yet. It is actually that hole right there. And I like it because once again, I can find the dimmest light that I can find that fits in there. And I like it because it's not that bright ass blue. Whoever decided that every vehicle on planet Earth needs to have the brightest light on the vehicle to be a blue light shining in your face, whoever that guy is, he needs fired. Now, yesterday, long time ago. Because I'm telling you what, if you just took the bright light indicator light out of your dash and just put that on the front of your grill, and only that, everybody would bright light you. They would flash you to turn your bright lights off. Why is those things so bright? And you can't dim it. And you can't dim the damn thing. Like, why can you not dim the bright light indicator? That is ridiculous. Like, especially, like, when I had my Super Duty, like, all the windows were tinted and everything, and so it was blacked out in there. I loved it. Nobody could see in there. And being so dark in the interior, and then that bright light, I just wouldn't turn my bright lights on most of the time. Because, I mean, I couldn't see. Because that's stupid. I don't even know if it's just because the windows were tinted or what, but, I mean, even any vehicle I drive, you can't, when you turn the damn thing on, you can't see. So it's like, you can put a piece of black tape over it, or just deal with it. I don't know. And then, of course, vehicles today, they're all, it's all the lights are built in and stuff. You can't change them. So it's not like you could just go in there and take the light bulb out or put a dimmer bulb in there or something. I don't know. I hate them. So this one right here, I really like it. I just need to hook the wire up down there. I've got it unhooked, but yeah, I like it. I was afraid that the silver was going to be very blinding, like when somebody would pass me or somebody was, kind of tailgate me or whatever, and the light was shining in. But or somebody's passing me, but I drove it in the night, a night or two ago, whatever it was, and I didn't have any problems with it. Of course, I wasn't on the interstate or anything like that, but we'll see.